What's going on, everybody? It is September 8th, so we are officially 5 days into our 2020 season, and I've still not gone hunting yet. One, it's 93 degrees right now. I mean, no wind at all. It is miserable out here, and I just feel like I'm so far behind. Like, there's just so many things that still need to be done on my checklist, and we have been nonstop all summer in moving stands and putting feeders out and putting food plots in and all the things that we do to have a successful season. And yet here we are, 5 days into the season, I still feel like I don't have anything done. So I just hiked all the way back and checked that camera on the farther end of this property that we put out a couple months ago. And now I think I want to move another tree stand. Like, on the intel and where I think I can set up on this deer at, I think I need to move another stand today. But I've got 400 pounds of big tine and deer corn to haul back here today, all by hand, about 400 yards. Already packed a ladder and a 50-pound bag, so probably got about another 3 trips to get all that back here. And we're gonna get that done. We're gonna do a card pull on all these cameras. I think we got 12 or 13 cameras out here, so we're gonna do a card pull, really start feeling it out, and then either Friday afternoon or Saturday afternoon, I'm gonna be up in a tree and I'm gonna start my hunting season. But I hope it starts cooling down. There's supposed to be a cold front that starts pushing in later on this week. So we're gonna get in here and get all this work done today, get all the feeders filled, cards pulled, and we're gonna leave this alone until either Friday afternoon or Saturday afternoon. And I don't like hunting mornings this time of year because typically those deer are still on their summer patterns. They're still on that feeding pattern. And so I don't care if you come out here at 4 o'clock in the morning, you're gonna have deer on that bean field or on that food plot or at your feeder. So instead of bumping them out, I like to come in around noon, between noon and 1, and get set up. It gives the deer ample time to get back to bed, gives me time to come in without bumping them out, get all set up, and then as they start working out of bed and coming to those food sources, then I'm already set up on them. So guys, got a lot of work to do today. We're gonna get this farm taken care of, and then we're gonna haul another 400 pounds out to my other lease. So got a lot of work. Let's get after it. It's hot, like miserable hot. And that's trip number 2. I've got at least 2 more trips. 350-pound feeder, and that thing's empty. So not looking forward to these next couple trips. Round trip is at least 600 yards, down the mountain, up the mountain. About to wear me out. But what I am looking forward to is showing you guys team member Keenan Hall and team member Sean Haste actually got out opening weekend and endured this heat. So let's jump over and check out the action.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Me and Sean going hunting this morning. Opening morning, Kentucky, September the 5th. It's pretty cool out this morning, so it should be a pretty good morning. Pressure's going to be super high, so I got my wife going with me, and Sean's going to be sitting at the same farm where we shot that doe at last year. So try to get something done this morning. Just hang with us, and we'll try to get you a deer on the ground. It's opening morning archery here in Kentucky, September the 5th. Got out this morning, and the spy point been sending me pictures all morning. They was hitting this corn literally when I got to the property, so we actually had to wait on them to move off of the corn and everything to get back here and get set up. It's a pretty sweet spot we're in right now. It's a natural funnel. Comes off the backside of one of these fields, drops down behind me over into a big holler down on the creek. So we're just set up on these travel corridors, and I got some corn out here about 20 yards. They've been hitting pretty heavy, so a bunch of scrapes, community scrapes all up and down this big trail in front of us here. So it's a good spot. We're just going to hang around, sit, see what happens. Today's going to be my only day I get to hunt in September. I am going to go do training for 30 days for the Army. If you know, you know. It's going to suck. It's going to be hot and muggy, and the bugs are going to be huge, but I'm trying to make the most of my day-to-day, so I'm not going to be extremely picky, especially if a doe walks in and gives me a shot that I can't refuse. I got Michaela with me today too. She got a tag. She's really after that big deer named Warrior. She's after that big deer named Warrior that we was hunting last year. He's got them tears in his ear. He blew up. He's huge this year. I'm after a couple of bucks. I got a big mainframe 10-point. He'll push over 140, I think. I'm calling him Charlie. And then I got Fred, who is also a mainframe 10, but he's got a kicker off the back, makes him an 11. But he's got a lot of mass, tons of mass. So I'd be extremely happy with either one of them deer. I'd put my tag on either one of them. I'd love to get one of these deer in velvet. I have never killed a deer in velvet, so that is like the goal, is to kill one of these big deer in velvet. But I'm gonna get off of here and let the woods come alive and just sit and see what happens. So y'all hang out. I'll get back at you. Somebody's got triplets. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Back in the tree on opening day of archery here in Kentucky. We're sitting in the same spot we were sitting at this morning. We kind of got busted up this morning a little bit. Had a pair of coyotes come in, move through our area, and then we didn't see any deer or anything after that. So we crawled out about 10 o'clock probably, and went ate some lunch or whatever, and took a quick nap. Ran to the house for a little while and played with the kid and the dogs. But we're back at it right now. It's pretty early, especially for early season. It's 4:15 is what the camera's saying right now. Friday, so yesterday, Thursday, day before yesterday, I think that's right. Day before yesterday, we had Fred, which is that big 11-point. He was here at 4:30 on Thursday, so we opted to jump in early, and we're gonna sit till dark. Like I said this morning, this is gonna be my only early season hunt. I'm gonna be gone for the next month, so we're hunting as hard and as long as we can stand it. If we can sit, we're gonna sit. I know we got some good deer in this area. I'm sure you all are seeing pictures of them right now as I'm talking, but I got Charlie. He's a big mainframe 10. And then I got Warrior, which from last season, y'all seen Warrior. He was the one that had them broken tines and that tear in his ear. My wife, Michaela, she was hunting him pretty hard last year. Well, he blew up. He's a freaking giant this year. It's crazy. He's the widest deer that I've ever seen in my life. His bases, I don't know if I can get my hands around his bases right now. He's huge. And then Fred's at 11-point. He's actually a mainframe 10, but he's got a kicker off the back, makes him an 11. Any three of those deer walk in and they are gonna get an arrow, I promise. Wind right now is pretty good. It's a little warm. It was cool this morning, but it's pretty warm right now. I don't know, I'd say about 75 if I was guessing. But our wind is blowing over my shoulders, going down behind us over into the creek and stuff, down this holler. So that's where I wanted my wind to go. I'm expecting them to move north and south along this pinch point that we're sitting in, just on the bottom of the field. One of these big ag fields, big alfalfa fields up here. So it's pretty much just like a highway that, they feel safe moving through these woods during daylight. We've been getting pictures for like the last, 4, 5, 6 days of these deer coming out right at last shooting light. Like they're showing up at like 7:45. Like they're showing up right at last light. But we opted to get in early just because of what Fred did on Thursday, and I didn't want to miss an opportunity at shooting one of these good deer. So that's what we're doing right now. Just hang out and stay with us, and I'll try to get a deer on video for you. Hopefully we can get an arrow in one.
trip number 4. Hopefully this is a good practice for dragging a deer out. Whew, out of shape. All right, everybody, it is Wednesday, and just got off work about 5 o'clock. So we're gonna get after the bow here, make sure that tack driver sight by Dead Ringer is all sighted in, teed up, ready to go. And this thing's really nice, guys. It has the light, has the glowing pin. So if you are in the market for a really good, inexpensive bow sight, I recommend the tack driver by Dead Ringer. It is dead on. So we're gonna throw some arrows down range, make sure we're good, make sure the bow is in full mechanical working order, ready to hit the woods this weekend. So Friday we're going to get out and do some scouting on some public land. Then we're gonna do a hanging hunt Saturday and Sunday on that same track. So really looking forward to getting back in the woods. As you've seen, Keenan and Sean got out this last weekend for opening weekend, but they didn't have any luck, unfortunately. And then Keenan is getting ready to go to the field for the rest of the month of September, so we won't get him back until going into October. And so we're going to get after it here, and really looking forward to get out on this public land and not getting the intel that I was hoping to be getting on 12 different cameras. Had a couple mature bucks, but nothing that's on our hit list for this year. So we are going to start our efforts out on public land and try to fill that tag first. So guys, let's get after it and see what this thing's going to do. All right, so just experimenting with some different things on a heavier arrow, a lighter arrow, fixed blade, mechanical. But either way, Dead Ringer's got me covered. I mean, I've had a lot of problems with mechanicals not deploying and not opening up right. So, or deploying too early. I've had them open in flight and break the little ring and totally messed up the shot. So I'm really thinking about going to a fixed blade versus a mechanical this year. So Dead Ringer has 2 different really good options. 100 grain, and one's the Surgeon and the other is the Butcher, which is a 2-blade bleeder blade with bleeder blades. Really liking this option, but I'm gonna see how it flies today. And then of course they have the Freak Nasty, and these are the only mechanicals that I've used that haven't failed me, and it's just because of the way that they open up on impact. They have to open, like the way that the blade is designed, it forces that blade to retract and open. But at the same time, you know, with that fixed blade, I don't have to worry about it. It's already open, giving me the impact and the cutting power that I know I need if I need to go through a rib, or if I need to go even through a shoulder with as much poundage as I'm using on this bow. So just gonna fine tune everything and see what I liked. All 3 of these options are 100 grain. So now I just have to determine whether I want to use a little bit lighter arrow with a 100 grain tip or a little bit heavier arrow. But I believe I'm going to go with the heavier arrow this year, just for the simple fact that I want that driving force whenever I have impact. Because look, I'm not taking the shot outside of maybe anything under 40 yards I feel comfortable with. Outside of 40 yards, it's just not, there's just so many things that can happen. You know, that deer jumps a string, windage, so many different things and variables to that shot. So 25 to 30 yards is my sweet spot, and that's where I feel the most confident. And I believe under 30 yards, a heavier, more impactful arrow is what I find is the most successful for me. So more than likely going to tune in some of these heavier arrows and use the Butcher 2-blade with the bleeder blades. Really like this setup, and they're sharp. Out of the package, they are sharp. I mean, they cut paper no problem at all. So I've used a lot of mechanicals that you open them up and you can squeeze them in your hand, and yeah, they don't do much. So I'm gonna keep getting after it. Got the Dead Ringer guaranteed to be on 100 grain target points or field points. So I've got them, and then we're gonna let a couple of these fly down range. So keep hanging in there. All right, everybody, so that's it for me. No more preseason. It is game time. And got 3 farms all set up on private. And then, of course, the public endeavors that we're about to go in, starting this weekend, doing some hanging hunts. So going in Friday, doing some scouting, gonna hang a stand, and then Saturday and Sunday both be doing a hanging hunt with me and Matt. Several of the other guys are starting to ramp up their season. So guys, if you haven't already, get down there and hit that subscribe button. You're not gonna miss out. We have several 160 class deer and above, 2 that I know will push 200, if not more. That's just on mine. And we got the team stuff out there too. So make sure you get down there, hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell so you're notified when we drop these new episodes. And yeah, it's time to go to work. Guys, next time you see us, we're gonna be chasing whitetails. So until next time, make sure you wake up and hunt.